This is episode 5, I think, right? 4, 5.
Yeah, and we've started. Welcome to the Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again. If you are new here, please subscribe to help us grow. It's me, posted by Callum, with Mr. Jim Mac 247, Mr. TotallyTettey, and this time Mr. RobboZini can join us for the full lineup, which is good. Good to see you. It's a bit of a disappointing day, kind of. I mean, but we have just been helped out by Cardiff massively by beating Swansea. Robbie, we'll get you started off right away. What did you think of today's game?
It was. I mean, I thought at the end of the day, like at 1-1, it's good to still be unbeaten in these 10 games, and that. I feel we're a little unlucky, but I did think as well Blackburn were going to come here with full force. I think they've had a decent run recently, haven't they? And I'm glad. I think they got Bradley Dack. I'm glad he wasn't playing because I think it could have been maybe another story for us. But still, we are playing well, and I think you mentioned it on Twitter. Maybe like a player like Lucas Rupp, the glue to it all, could have done us well today. Yeah.
I think
so
it was a frustrating game for me because we should have won it, in my opinion. I think we were better than them, but at the same time, we were nowhere near as good as we could be. And then you add into the sort of fact that we've got some key injuries to Giannoulis and Gibson, which in the Gibson one, by the sounds of things, Norwich City, I think, posted a tweet wishing him a speedy recovery. That could be one to the end of the season. I mean, we don't know the full extent yet. We don't know the facts as of now. It could be a few weeks. It could be a while. It didn't look like a pretty one when he rolled his ankle. I mean, Jack, what do you think about the possibility of Zimmerman coming back in until the end of the season?
I think it's fair enough. He's not played much football for a while, and we've been so comfortable with the partnership of Hanley and Gibson. But we've got to stick with him. He might feel a bit rusty with the lack of football, but I'm sure he'll do a job. To the end of the season. But yeah, it's such a shame with Gibson because he's been one of our best players. And looking at the picture of his rolled ankle, it did not look nice at all.
Not pretty one at all. James, would you like to explain first of all the background?
Basically, we've all agreed to a little bit of a challenge. So, of course, as you can see, my background, of course, is Max Aarons, as so he's like to be called now. And so many people tend to call him, as Bob expect to call him, Max Aarons, which is, I think, what everybody thought his name was until he recently changed it. Came out saying that he'd like to pronounce it Max Aarons. So the challenge is, if anybody pronounces it as something other than Max Aarons, we've got to, I believe, write down our drink. I believe.
Yeah.
He was so close to saying it.
Yeah. Whatever it is. So obviously, I don't think Jack is actually drinking alcohol. So you've got blackcurrant, and Robbie's got a Coke. So we'll just get drunk if that is the case. But there is that added pressure now, and he explained it well. We get his name wrong. We have to down our drinks, whatever that is. We might have to. So those rules are in effect. But James, what did you think of the game, and how did you think a young right back performed today?
Well, we were talking about it in the group chat earlier, but I feel as though what we were talking about, just for context for those who, obviously most people viewing this will not be in our group chat on Twitter, but I've said that I feel as though Max Aarons this season has not been. I'm trying to word it correctly. I didn't word it correctly earlier, but I feel as though Aarons has not been performing to the same standards that he has set in the last 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. I feel as though I feel average is probably not the right. I used the word average earlier, which is probably thinking about it the wrong use of word. But I definitely feel as though overall this season he's not been up to scratch. But today I feel as though you can't necessarily blame him for the entire side.
Yeah, and that's fair enough.
Good performance today.
I think this has been Aarons' I didn't complete it. I think this has been Aarons' best season, I think, in an Norwich shirt. I think he's developed and got better with age. He was very good when he initially came into the team at 18, I think he was. And every season, he's just turning into that more of a dynamic fullback. So I did not agree with James on that, but I thought the perfect way to start this new drinking game rule that's in effect. Jack, what do you think of what James just said? Or Robbie, whoever. You're going to challenge him. Is he talking nonsense or has he got a case?
I'll let Robbie go because we've discussed it earlier on the group chat. So
So yeah, Max Aarons, can I just say, yeah, he's been quality this season, and like he'll join the attack. Oliver Skip will push back into the right back, and I think that's a good little system we've got there. And he's got some cheeky crosses in this season. He's been able to, he's quite class dribbler, class with skill moves, been able to get in this box, get us a few goals as well. Yeah, absolute key player, as key as like up there with Oliver Skip and probably maybe Buendia as well, arguably. But yeah, I think just over the summer, it will be just trying to keep him now. That will be the key. A lot of these players as well. I don't know there's like a new team every day on the cards to try and sign him. I don't know whether it's United now or not. I do not know. But
I think Everton's supposed to be favourites now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one thing for sure is that Max Aarons is going to go right to the top. I think he's been so good. I mean, the guy I think could skip a mid-table Premier League club and just go straight onto the Champions League. I mean, the fact we've still got him, it's fantastic. I mean, there's just no, he will achieve greatness, I think, one day. Out of everyone in our team, like the ones that we think are promising, obviously we had Jamal Lewis as well. We've got Ben Godfrey's now doing well for Everton. I could see Max Aarons being that regular England right back in the future. People won't see it now because he's obviously with us. People will think, oh, what about Alexandra? What about Trippier? What about Maitland-Niles? They'll see all the other options. But when this guy performs and shows that how good he is at another club, I think he'll be an England regular.
I was going to say, I think the lads call him Danny Alves as well, don't they, in training or something
exactly,
like that?
Exactly, that's what Right, so okay, next topic though, like we spoke earlier about the Cardiff result. Are you concerned maybe about Watford behind? Because it looks like we are going to, hopefully, unless there's the biggest mess up ever, we're going to get promoted. Are you worried about Watford maybe taking the title?
Personally... Oh, you go first, Jack. You go first.
I'm not going to be too worried at the moment. I mean, they are a quality side, and I mean, I reckon their squad probably is better than ours, I'd say. But obviously, it's ours to lose at the moment, and we do have to play them eventually. It helps with that. 8 points clear we are now.
Absolutely.
I think we'll be all right. It'll certainly be a tough game, but if we carry on as we are, then we shouldn't need to worry about it.
Personally, I kind of do agree. But it's the most important thing I think is actually focusing on confirming, getting promotion really more than the actual title itself, because it's the sort of thing where if somebody came to me and said, if somebody offered me promotion tomorrow, but it would mean that we would never get the title for this season, I would take it in the bag straight away. Personally,
we're all gonna we'd all take promotion. It would be
because if you look at it, like I think, don't get me wrong, Sheffield United are probably easily set to go down this season, but when we went up and won the league last time, Sheffield United finished ninth and pretty much easily secured their safety for at least another season. So that just shows that a little bit of silverware is like just the top of the season off is nice, but it's not essential. And the most important thing is always just to make sure that the gap between us and third is in the bag, which it has in fact been helped today by the fact that whilst our performance against Blackburn today wasn't fantastic, we still got the point, and of course Swansea lost as well, so that's 4 points.
I really want the title. I don't know about you guys, or there's something about the fact that the title is there and we can win it and become two titles in 3 seasons. For me, that would be. I'd be it sounds weird because if we finish second, we'd still be promoted. I would be disappointed if we didn't get it, and I guess that's the winners' mentality that I'm sure the lads will have as well. Rob, what are you thinking? Do you still think we're safe with the title?
Yeah, I do. I pick it up on the Watford thing. There's 2 teams this season in the league that we've faced that I felt like really had a good game against us. One being Watford in December. I thought they were brilliant. They were like we really looked outmatched against them. And another one being Barnsley. Barnsley had actually, I know we beat them, but Barnsley in November, that was a really good game. Yeah, Barnsley played really good football. But I feel we've got a nice enough margin there now to be able. the lads on Twitter today, like we were all disappointed not to get the win, but we weren't frustrated that it was only a draw. It wasn't that case because we've got such a nice margin. We can afford to just draw this game, but of course we want to get back onto winning in the next game. But yeah, I think like 99% of me is sure that we're going to get promoted, and I feel good that we're gonna win the league. Yeah.
And if we because we haven't actually spoken too much about the game in detail. I mean, that goal from Kenny McLean was actually really good. I just want to say that, just so we are complimenting, because that was a great goal, and an assist from Dowell was good. He was a bit shaky, and I think a bit because he played his first full 90 minutes the other day, didn't he? I think he played the. So
yeah, I believe so.
That was probably a bit difficult for him to play. It would have been difficult for him to play the full amount again. Blackburn did have quite a lot of energy, and I think in the first half especially, they were pressing quite high, and they were making our passing around the back pretty difficult in the first half. Were there any times you were on the edge of your seat, James?
I mean, in the first half, I think the first half is when I think the best sort of chances kind of came instead of the second half, which is a bit ironic considering both of the goals ended up coming in the second half, but. I feel as though I think we hit the post. I think I mentioned it in the group chat again earlier, saying I felt quite frustrated with the fact that Chris Gorman, of course, the BBC Radio Norfolk commentator, kept mentioning how we had 2 chances that hit the post in the first half, both of which were deflections. Which I think those were the best 2 chances out of the entire game in the first half anyway. But besides that, there wasn't really, I think, an out-and-out proper chance by either side, except for the 2 goals, of course. But that was literally about it.
I think near the end we definitely could have put a seal on the game. I don't know. When Dia had quite a good chance near the end, Pookie was getting through a few times. Maybe if he had. I mean, good work from the goalkeeper. I think you've got to say we didn't do too much wrong, but it wasn't too much right. And fair play. I feel like it was fair. Like to say, we had 2 shots that hit the post on another day. I know they were deflections; they would have gone in. It's just like it was good that the lads were taking shots. I like the fact that they were doing that. It was instinctive stuff that I think earlier in the season we weren't doing as much. Jack,
the only concern for me at this point is the actual clinical side of things, really. It's what I mean when those 2 chances in the first half that hit the post. The most frustrating thing for me was the fact that it was a 0-0. Nobody had scored, and it was like we were still level. So that for me is why I think I was quite frustrated with it.
Yeah. Right. So, Jack, what are your thoughts for the international break? Are you nervous?
Well, it's come at a wrong time, Yeah. I mean, obviously 10 unbeaten we are on now, and fair enough, is coming because it's end of March. But the main problem is obviously straight afterwards that obviously we've got to play Good Friday, and the latest in the internationals are playing us Wednesday, and that's obviously it's affected us quite heavily, I'd say. So I'm a bit worried about our defence because hoping Giannoulis is fine. I don't know if he's still going to go away or not, or how bad his injury is. But if he's not available, then that's our entire back 4 out for Preston. So yeah.
Do you guys know what's the latest on Quintilla? Shabby, whatever. That should be the challenge round, not so. But what's the latest on his? Is he fit again, or is he still injured?
Has there been any injury?
I don't think he's been injured. I think he's just not been selected.
I feel like if we give it, I think it was a similar deal actually to the Giannoulis one, where if we use him enough, there is actually an obligation to buy him. So maybe I don't know. I might be completely. I think there was that when we signed him and Gibson, and then Giannoulis in the January window, where appearances based, of course. If we get promoted, we have to buy them. We haven't used Quintilla as much, so maybe we wouldn't have to. But again, that's guesswork. I do think Quintilla is actually a really decent player, and if we need to play him,
I think besides Mario Vančic's free kicks, I think Quintilla is probably our second best set piece taker.
Very nice. That was I'd say that was a good attribute that he had. Yeah. So Rob, anything else you kind of want to say as we go into this sort of period?
I was gonna say, I believe with well, Tettey's a good shout, isn't he, for bringing into the centre back role?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, it's a bit stretch, isn't it, with this squad for the Preston game, and like you say, Jack can come at a worse time, really. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I think Pookie isn't available, is he?
Pukki's been called up as well.
He's been called
I was
up,
gonna
yeah.
say he's been called up, hasn't he?
He's been called up, but he might be rested on his last game. That's what someone said. So they might play him one and then not play him on the other. So he might not be as tired as that. We've just got to take any benefits we can. So we don't know if that is the case.
The thing that worries me is that the Finland team see him as probably even more valuable to them than we do see Pukki from ourselves from a Norwich point of view, because they are, that's their Harry Kane, if you get what I mean. So yeah, we know he's gonna, that's massive pressure there for him through the qualifiers, and yeah, they want him playing as much game time as possible. But hopefully all goes well, and he gets a few goals as well. That'd be great, to continue his boost and hopefully then go to Preston and score himself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The positive, I guess, of that is the fact that I suppose it gives either Ida or Hugo, whoever Clark decides to pick on the day, a proper chance to kind of, I suppose, to a degree, cement their team or cement their spot in the starting 11. So
on the plus side, we've still got Cantwell and Buendia available for Preston, so it's not the end of the world,
Yeah, I get that.
Should be back by then as well, shouldn't he? Or
hopefully.
Rupp, I don't know about how long did they give him? Did they give him a time?
I don't think they
really
said
specified anything.
I'm sure it's gonna be.
Don't sound too bad. I'd say.
Is Onel gone for this one for Cuba? Have they actually arranged a team? Yeah. Okay.
Did he get called up?
He did. Yeah. But
that makes a change, because I felt like every single time, or ever since we've had him, I feel like that the rumour of him actually being called up is there, but it's never
actually been something they've been pushing. Many people in Cuba have been pushing it for years.
I was gonna say, especially that United home game last season, he was a star player. I know it was a defeat, but he was a star player and obviously scored a great goal, in that one.
Absolutely, guys. So I'm thinking it will be a short one this time, but score predictions for the next game. Mr. RobboZini, I'm going to you.
I feel faithful in saying a 2-0 win. I'm going to go 2-0, yeah.
Mr. James?
I think it's going to be another 1-1.
TotallyTettey?
2-1 Norwich.
Lovely little. I think that was a reveal of your bed as well, then. So all very interesting. But no, and it is good. I just thought to comment. It's great to see Chris Reeve still, because actually I wasn't as happy doing this book because we didn't win. I'm always more happy if we're doing an episode, on the back of a win or after a win. But Chris Reeve, it just gets the positivity going again, doesn't it? So I've been posted by Callum. TotallyTettey, RobboZini, JimMac247. Links are going to be down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.